Hi everyone, I'm Pratik, a dentist and specialty doctor. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Oral-B IO Series 9 electric toothbrush, which I've been using for around 3 to 4 months now. Before we go on, it's really important to state that I have no affiliation with Oral-B. This is a completely genuine review from my perspective as a dentist, but also how I feel that this toothbrush could impact my patients. If you do want to see similar content to this, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, as dentists, we know that the evidence shows that electric toothbrushes are better than manual toothbrushes for our patients. Particularly for patients who do have poor oral hygiene, gum disease, electric toothbrushes are really important. I've had the Series 9 toothbrush for around 3 to 4 months, so I've had a good opportunity to try it out, see what some of the features are that I like, but also a couple of potential disadvantages when I'm considering this toothbrush for my patient. Factors that I'm discussing in this video are generally specific to the Series 9, though some of them can be applied to other range of Oral-B toothbrushes. So in the box that you get the toothbrush, a toothbrush head, a travel case, and also a charger. The toothbrush comes in 3 colours, a white, a black and a rose colour. This toothbrush is a significant change from previous toothbrushes in design, in the features that it has, even in how the toothbrush works. One of the key features of this toothbrush is that it has 7 cleaning modes, including daily cleaning, sensitivity, whitening, gum care, and tongue cleaning, which hasn't been present on previous models. The toothbrush itself works through gentle micro vibrations compared to previous models, and it comes with a round toothbrush head. The use of micro vibrations is quite unique to this toothbrush compared to other electric toothbrushes that we see. Another key feature is that it has a smart pressure sensor. Now, a lot of patients I recommend electric toothbrushes to if there's evidence that they're brushing a bit hard with a manual toothbrush and causing abrasion of their teeth. And classically, electric toothbrushes will have a pressure sensor in them, so either they will stop working or they'll flash red, something like that, if the patient is pushing too hard. However, there hasn't really been a toothbrush yet that tells you when you're pushing at the right amount, and that's where the Oral-B IO Series 9 is very different, because not only does it tell you when you're pressing too hard, but it also tells you when you're pressing the right amount. So if I look at my toothbrush here, if I push there, it's optimum. If I push too hard, it's red. It also has an interactive colour display that's really high quality, and this provides information including your toothbrush timer, choosing your cleaning modes, and even selecting the ring light colour that you have around the toothbrush head. And one of the final big features with this toothbrush is that it works with Bluetooth. It uses Bluetooth to connect to your phone to carry out 3D tracking, which is a very smart feature that essentially will provide you information on your phone as to how your coverage is when you're brushing your teeth. This will help patients identify if there are certain areas that are missing, or if they're brushing too hard in certain areas. It also provides other useful information regarding your toothbrushing habits. So some of the features that I really like about this toothbrush, I think the smart pressure sensor is really helpful, because it's absolutely right that, the red stops patients brushing too hard, but then patients don't know when they're brushing the right amount, and they may be brushing too gently and actually not doing as good a job as they could. So I really like the smart pressure sensor. As soon as I started using the toothbrush, what I thought was a normal amount of force to be brushing with actually wasn't quite enough to get the optimal levels of force. I personally feel that this toothbrush is slightly quieter than other electric toothbrushes, and it most definitely is lighter when you're using it. Another nice feature that they seem to have dealt with on Oral-B toothbrushes anyway is typically, historically, on the back of toothbrushes you had a bit of rubber, whether it's for better grip, but they've removed that, which is actually a lot better because it's easy to clean the toothbrush once you've used it, and you don't have things like mold growing on that hand grip itself. It has a really quick charge, usually around 30 minutes, and it can get fully charged, but more importantly, the battery lasts a lot longer. I usually have to charge the toothbrush once every couple of weeks, and that's on a normal use, at least twice a day, so it's a lot better than my previous electric toothbrush. I also think the display is really nice. Now, I'm quite a technologically driven person, and so having things like a display that looks good, that doesn't get damaged by the water, is really a big perk for me, along with the app. Along with that, the display actually gives some motivational tools for patients when they are brushing for their 2 minutes to keep them going. It also provides the helpful reminder to change the toothbrush head, which a lot of patients wouldn't do. The app is really nice to use, but I personally don't use it. I find it a bit too much along with everything else. But for those who really want to do the most in terms of looking after their teeth, it is a useful addition. You can also get the Power to Go charging case, which is actually where you can charge the toothbrush within the case itself. With the IO9, this is another unique feature. However, there are some features that I don't quite like about this toothbrush. The first one is the 3D tracking. The 3D tracking is great in principle, and it's a really good feat, but it's not very accurate in terms of how you're covering. It's meant to be real time when you're using it, but it doesn't give that information really well, so that's definitely something that could be improved on. Something that I don't really like a great deal is the fact that this new magnetic drive system, as they call it, that provides these micro vibrations means that the toothbrush heads are completely different to previous toothbrushes, and so I can't use the stock of old toothbrush heads that I had on the new toothbrush. Along with that, the toothbrush head itself is a bit bulkier as compared to previous toothbrushes, so when you're getting back towards your posterior teeth, this bit of the toothbrush head is a little bit too bulky. It can sometimes maybe a bit difficult to get back to those wisdom teeth. But I think the biggest disadvantage and the biggest problem with this toothbrush is the price. For a top end Iron 9, you're looking at around £500, which is a lot for electric toothbrush, especially when you can get similar-ish models for significantly less. However, often there are offers on these types of things, particularly around Christmas, and currently at the time of filming, you can get the Iron 9 on Amazon for half price, so about £250. I personally still feel that's a bit too much for what you're getting, but someone who's really motivated or someone who really wants to take control of their oral hygiene, they may be interested in using it. For my patients, I don't really recommend this to a huge number of patients. I'd probably recommend one of the other Oral-Bs to them, particularly ones on a lower price point if a patient is just making the transition from a manual to an electric toothbrush initially. I think the Smart and the Genius models are a lot more affordable for the average patient. So really, to conclude, the Oral-B Iron 9 is an excellent toothbrush. It's really good, it's got some really good features like the smart sensor that I really like, the 3D tracking is also really good, but the price, in my opinion, isn't justified. It's definitely not going to be the first electric toothbrush that my patients swap onto. I think the Smart and the Genius Oral-B range probably is sufficient in order to achieve good levels of oral hygiene. It may be for those patients who really want to take their oral hygiene to the next level, but I think the majority of the average patient probably won't want all the other fancy bits that come along with this toothbrush. So I hope that's helpful and it provides you some information that you can then relay to your patients. If you do have any further suggestions of any other videos that you want to do, please make sure to contact me and make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Until the next video, take care.